All right, so here we are for looking at our gymnastics work. So I've divided this into 2-week chunks. So you're gonna get 3 total phases within the gymnastics workouts: 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so workouts 1 and 4 will be pretty similar to each other. 2 and 5 will be pretty similar to each other. 3 and 6 will be similar to each other. Workouts 1 and 4, we focus on the development of our hollow body position. Okay, we will use the compressive sit-up to help develop that, and then look to do some static holds. Number 2 and 5, we're going to look at your regular good old plank position and our side plank position. So it's some good refinement going on through there. Okay, and then number 3 and workout 6, we're going to be looking at the bridge position and arch position. Awesome. Okay, so the next piece, all right, so now we're looking at some gymnastics-based work. Gymnastics is really just about good positioning, body awareness. So I'm using a scoop-like position for my hand here to create a hollow position. Okay, we can also supinate that hand and we create a hollow position facing the other direction. So today we're gonna work on the actual hollow position, okay? Workout 2 and 5, we look at our hollow position facing the other way, which is a plank position. And then we have something called the arch, where we're now looking to lift things off of the ground, okay? Or we go from a hollow to an arch position. So a compressive sit-up. This is one of the hardest exercises I find, okay? You'll see that right away I'm adjusting just where the waistband is on my shorts. If you have a very prominent waistband on your shorts or your gym wear, then you're gonna find it creates a really big bump or hump that you then have to try and overcome. So compressive sit-up. I'm gonna start in a very compressed position, keeping my feet as tight to my bum as I can. I'm gonna reach forward as far as I can. You can see I've really rounded my back here. Okay, I'm gonna keep my hands reaching that direction and keep looking at my hands. My arms stay parallel to the ground. Notice how slow I'm going as I go through this movement, okay? There'll be a time where you don't have a lot of strength, and that's okay. Second part, now we bring the knees to the chest. We're then going to extend the legs as far as we can, and I'm going to squeeze my bum when I get there. You'll notice that my knees open as I do that, but my feet stay together, okay? From here, keeping my back pressed to the ground, I'm going to reach overhead, then back down to my heels, knees to my chest, feet to the ground, and then do the best I can to sit back up. Okay, so a couple big things that this is really going to teach us is A, where are we weakest in the abdominals? And that's indicated by that quick drop zone, okay? Some people it's going to look like this. Okay, that's not ideal. But it teaches you that you really got to take your time through this. So one thing that we can do is we could use a band to help with this, or a strap or anything else, okay, to help control that lowering as we go. So I'm going to use the band here, and I'm just slowly lowering down, finding that position, and then going through the lower body movement. Okay, it's obviously a lot easier, so if you have a couple of different bands, it's a good option to have those guys around. Again, that's compressive sit-up. So you're gonna do the number of indicated reps for you. Okay, most people will be between 3 and 5, and then a 1 minute rest, 3 to 5, 1 minute rest, 3 to 5 reps again. So then as we go into our hollow body hold, hopefully that compressive sit-up has kind of taught you where you need to be within that hollow body hold. So if I'm coming down and I get to this position, and this is really hard just to hold here, let alone extend my legs. If I extend my legs and I arch my back and all of a sudden I can fit my hand under my back, that's no good. We're no longer in that nice hollow position, okay? This is the hollow position. This is a broken position. Hollow and broken. We need to remain hollow. So if that means we stay here, that's fine.
If that means we go to here, that's fine. If we can get all the way out with the legs, great. So then advanced positioning would be all the way overhead with the legs extended. Again, I'm still hollow as I go, okay? Excellent.
You're gonna find your hollow position, okay? You're gonna need to video this. You're gonna need your phone handy. Set it up in a position similar to mine right now so that I can see the full length of your body and ideally how flat your back is staying as we go through this. Sorry, I ate breakfast before filming this. Not a great idea. So, keep all that in mind. You need a camera to do this, okay? You'll need to be patient and you're gonna experience some different things. I know, right? So, do the best you can. The hollow body hold is going to be just that. It's going to be a hollow body hold. Depending on which level you are, it's going to be as simple as hold a position for 10 seconds, up to 30 seconds, depending again where you are within that realm. Okay, if you have any questions, as always, certainly ask me. Don't forget, day of questions need to be text messages. Okay, so we're revisiting our gymnastics. We're looking at sessions number 2 and 5. Okay, we're looking at a plank, okay, and side plank. So a lot of people don't do these properly, and that's okay. That's why we're going over them in a lot more detail right now. We're going to look at more of a gymnastics-based plank rather than what I call a fitness plank. I'm going to show you what the difference is now. So gymnastics plank, we're going to have our arms straight. Okay, I'm starting by immediately spreading my fingers as wide as I can. As wide as I can. I'm not looking to keep my fingers tight together, okay? I'm looking to spread them nice and wide. My hands are shoulder width apart, okay? First thing I do is create active shoulders or scapular push-up. You'll see that I round my back to help with that, so a complete protraction. Then I'm going to lock out my legs, and then lastly squeeze my bum as hard as I can, okay? So you'll see I'm a straight line, generally speaking, from my shoulders to my heels. We are not piped, we are not bent, okay? If need be, we can lower the leverage down to our knees, but I still have a straight line from my shoulder to my knee. Okay, we're staying here for the indicated amount of time. A fitness plank is typically from our front plank position, okay? And often has a very flat back, okay? The benefit of having that rounded upper back really is a more stable back and stable shoulder girdle. It also increases the recruitment of our serratus anterior, which is that protraction-based muscle. The tricky thing is to avoid shrugging into that position and staying depressed and then protract, versus elevate and then protract. We don't want to reach to our ear up and over. We want to reach away from our ear and down and through, okay? That then carries into our side plank position. Ideally from a straight arm position. If that is too challenging for you, no problem. We're going to be looking at going from the elbow or the hand. So, the principle stays the same in the sense of using our shoulder girdle effectively. Again, the big thing is avoiding having our shoulder near our ear and instead depressed, okay? I'm going to think about pushing down to my hip and pushing into the mat, okay? Versus getting stuck here. I'm down and out. So, I'm a straight line stacked on top. Belly's in, butt super tight, legs are locked. I'm drawing my elbow to my hip and pushing into the ground. Nice neutral line right down the middle of my body as best as possible, okay? Versus sagging, sinking, rotating, or doing anything funky with that shoulder on the ground. Okay, if we go to the other side and I go to straight arm, the principle stays the same. You'll see that I point my fingers in line with my ear, okay? My hand is nice and wide. We're not closed. We are a wide hand, fingers spread as much as possible. I'm pushing my hand into the ground. I lock my arm out so that my elbow pit is facing in line with my ear again. And then I'm locked in, okay? Again, I'm thinking about locking the elbow, locking my armpit,
corkscrewing and squeezing as much as I can and pushing into the ground to create that stable position. Nice straight line down the middle as best you can. Regardless of which version you're doing, we want to avoid any torsion through the trunk, your shoulders, or core. So if I set up in that elbow plank, okay, and I'm rolling forward, no longer am I using the muscles underneath my armpit, the serratus anterior and the lat. Instead, I'm using my pecs to help stabilize that. We want to be nice and tall, okay? Shoulder back in line with the hips and shoulder. It's the same thing when we get over here. If I set up and I'm rounded back to my hips, then it's going to be transferring the weight into my lower back. If I stay stacked, it's going to be my obliques. Again, if I round forward, it's going to be something totally different than what it is when I'm in a neutral position. Enjoy, have fun. This is tough, but you'll be fine. We also retest this. This was part of your initial testing. This gets retested later on. All the best, good luck, have fun. Okay, so workouts number 3 and 6 in our gymnastics programming. We're looking at bridge and arch. So bridge, we're going to use a basic glute bridge, okay? The idea of this bridge is to really create good solid core and glute integrity or integration. My feet are hip width apart, okay? The first thing I do is pull my belly in and squeeze my abdominals. When you squeeze your abdominals, you should see your head lift off of the floor slightly, okay? I'm going to now lift up my toes, drive my heels down to propel my hips up. Keeping my core tight, okay, you'll now see as I come back down that my head actually leaves the ground as we come up and down. Okay, I only have my hands on my core right now to feel the abdominals working. You can have them here if need be, but if you find that your head stays on the ground the whole time, put your hands on your abdominals. Squeeze your abdominals, bring your rib cage down towards your hips, okay, and then squeeze your bum and come up. That will help maintain position. So that's going to be a number of reps plus a static hold. The arch position. In workouts 2 and 5, we look at our hollow prone position, which is our plank position. In workouts number 1, we look at a supine hollow position. This guy is the arch position. It's going into what we referred to previously as a broken position, but it's now going to be active. So we're going to be facing down. Some people may know this as a Superman, okay, but it's more accurately known as an arch position. I'm going to reach overhead, keeping my hands shoulder width apart. I'm going to bring my feet together and point my toes away. Then I'm going to pull the belly in, squeeze my legs, squeeze my hands and arms, and create length. So I'm going nice and long, from toes to fingertips. I'm going as long as I can. Once I'm as long as I can, you may find that you start to lift up. You're going to maintain length and then lift. This is a static hold. We're going to stay here. The important thing to note is that we don't bend our knees, that we stay locked as we lift. Bad, better. The hardest part for most people is to actually keep your feet together. We often find that there's so much tension in the lateral line that we end up splitting our feet apart. That's okay. Try not to go wider than hip width apart. Okay, I'll show you some slight angle here. This is good. This is okay. This is bad. Do the best you can. That's all I ask. So the bridge is going to be repetitions plus static hold. Okay, the arch is going to be create length, lift, hold. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Good luck, have fun.